It's your boy, D. Harv. Welcome to Straight Up on Game. We have a fun-filled, great packed show for you. We have special guests, players, former players, coaches, you name it. We got it. We're going to talk about the world of sport, what's going on around the world. Baseball, football, basketball. We might even throw some track and field in there, hockey, whatever the case. Y'all just sit back and welcome to the first annual inaugural show. Without further ado, y'all put your hands together, California and people around the world, for my host, Mr. Dwayne Wright.
What is going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? Look, I got my LA hat on. I'm not supposed to wear LA hats because I'm from San Diego. But since the Dodgers looking like they about to be rolling and they might be champions, we're gonna hope so. But you know, I don't wear this LA hat. But anyway, we thank you for everybody who's tuning in right now. We're seeing we got 400 or 500 people tuned in, so that's a good thing. We are located right now in Los Angeles. I am Dwayne Wright, your host. I come to you all the way from San Diego, New York City, Buffalo, New York, Pennsylvania, where the Pittsburgh Steelers play, all the way to Canada, all the way back down to Los Angeles. And we have D. Harv out there in Florida, and one of the prettiest cities out there in Florida, man. Where you at right now, man?
I'm in Cocoa, old country town, but Orlando, then Miami is the prettiest city to me.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
So I heard Miami is like one of the most beautiful places in the United States, but I heard Miami is almost like San Diego on the West Coast. Is that true? Is that almost the same type of comparison or what?
It looks similar.
I don't know. I don't like that answer. Like you got a little.
I mean, they surrounded by water too. So
okay. Yeah, that's true. But hey, let's talk a little bit of sports before we get deep into our show. I know we're gonna have some great guests. Man, I am so excited. As you may know, to our viewers out there, you know, I'm more of the mellow, calm one. As you can see, D. Harv is going to be all over the place.
Ain't no telling.
Yeah, ain't no telling. But we are missing one of our co-hosts right now is not on because he is doing another college game, but he will be on next week on next Thursday, and we will introduce him when that time comes. But let's talk a little bit of sports before we bring on our amazing guests, man. I'm telling y'all in for a treat later on. But let's talk a little bit of sports, man. I mean, we talked about Dodgers a little bit. We talk about our Padres ain't doing well. You know what? Padres, man, they don't surprise me because every single year since I was like probably 5 years old, man, they'll bomb it. They'll make it all the way to the playoffs. And next thing you know, done. There's nothing else that's positive that's happening, man. But you know what? The fans, man, the fans that was out there supporting was awesome, especially when they came to LA. I felt special because I was walking around LA bragging until, you know, we lost. But yeah, man. What like you're in Florida, are you a Mets fan or what?
Nope. No. I used to be when they had Doc and Strawberry. But that was the 86 team. But the Rays is my team now. Okay. Don't ask me no name or who on there now, but I don't. But the Rays is my team.
Right. So you know what? I'm not a baseball guy, but I do love baseball because I'm a sports guy. But I will say right now, Aaron Judge, man. Is that his name, Aaron Judge? What's his name? Is that his name?
Aaron Judge.
You sure that's his name? But you know what school he went to, right?
No. Where did he go?
He went to Fresno State. He's a Fresno State Bulldog. So that's why I'm a little bit torn because I'm a West Coast guy and I'm also going for, you know, those guys over there. But yeah, let's move forward, man. Let's talk about a little bit of the NFL, man, because I know right now there's some amazing things going on with some trades and a lot of guys getting injured. But I don't know. Talk a little bit, man. Talk a little bit about what you think of this whole situation with the Kansas City Chiefs, man. They just had some good trades and some good guys come in there. But
yeah,
do you think they're gonna go to the Super Bowl again or what?
man,
Tell me a little bit about that, man.
I ain't no stopping that train. Everybody got to get hurt for Kansas City not to go. You feel me? Because I don't see nobody stopping Kansas City right now as of what I seen last week. So they gonna be in the Super Bowl probably for the next 5 years if Mahomes stay healthy and all his pieces around him, especially Kels. Yeah, they gonna be there for a minute.
Well,
So,
I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
But
I'm a Chiefs fan, brother. We're going to the Super Bowl.
My Cowboys though. We gonna be Super Bowl champs though.
I don't know about that. I can't wait till some of our guests get online and start talking and talk about their team. I don't know, man. You know what? Cowboys been trying for a long time.
Yeah, but 40 years.
Man, I don't see him winning. I don't see him winning a lick of a Super Bowl no time soon, man.
Me neither, but it's wishful thinking.
Hey, but on a good note, we have some of the scores from last week. If you missed some of the scores, you can catch some of the scores down on the bottom. But we talked about Carolina Panthers, always drafting a great quarterback and things of that nature, but they never can get over the hump, man. I don't understand. Man. They never can get over that hump look, Cam Newton. He should have just stayed a Carolina Panther, and I think they would have been in great shape. I don't know. Yeah,
and he still can play.
Well, he can choke people out. I see them choking kids out, or I
see them good shape.
Assistant flag coaches out. I don't know.
Man, the boy's still in good shape. I seen him over in Tampa last year at the NFL flag football tournament. Man. Mm-hmm. And his team, 2 of his teams ended up winning it all. So
that's good.
I mean, dude is in good shape still. He could probably start for somebody right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Before we start talking more sports, we're gonna go into a quick commercial, man. But I can't wait to these guests. Y'all will be surprised of the 2 guests that we have on here because one of them, I believe, is dominating in San Diego. The other guest is dominating in Fresno, and those are 2 different places, in California. So, again, like I said, we have about 500 that I can see that's tuned in. Let's see if we can get those.
Shout out to them 500. Yeah.
We need to get them. Hey, we need to get those. This is the first annual show, man. So I'm pleased with it was 4 people online. You know what I'm saying? Because we making the change. We making a change and trying to really promote these players, and that's what it's about. That's what Straight Up On Game is about, right?
Yes, sir.
So let me do this, man. Let me see what we got in our bag of tricks right now, and we will see you guys in a minute.
We also want to give a shout out to one of our senior football players, Logan, who recently had the privilege of being selected to play in the Wright Family Consulting Group Heritage Bowl here in San Diego and also in Los Angeles.
Honestly, it was a really eye-opening experience and game-changing experience. It actually felt like a college experience, like a college game. So first they took us to LA in the charter buses. They fed us, and then we had like a big stadium, bunch of people. It was a very great time.
How did that feel representing your school and your family in such a big event?
It felt wonderful repping the school at O'Farrell. Like repping O'Farrell, I had my helmet. They said O'Farrell over the intercom. It felt good to let people know where I was from and let people know how far I came.
We can't wait to see what else our athletes can accomplish in the upcoming season. Learn more about our incredible sports programs on our website today. Go Falcons!
Wow, that was cool, man. That was from the Heritage Bowl last year. For the last 3 years, we've been and getting student athletes out, and getting them to college and giving them an opportunity to actually, make it because it's hard getting recruited nowadays, man.
Yeah, most definitely. But I love what the direction this is going, and in the near future, hopefully we can start getting them from around the country.
Yeah.
You know, like different states, and man, just blow this thing up big time.
Well, I heard through the grapevine that in about a year or so it's supposed to be West Coast versus East Coast. That's what I heard. I'm not sure, but I heard it's supposed to be West Coast versus East Coast. And a couple weeks ago, I was in New York City, man, and got a chance to check out some of the ballers out there. And man, you will say, like, you would think New York City don't have football players. Bruh, I'm telling you right now, them dudes walked into them rooms. Some of them was like 6'3", 6'4", you know, quarterbacks, receivers. So we can't doubt New York City, man. But I know ain't nothing like the best coast, and that's the West Coast. So we'll make sure.
But we got some ballers over here too, now down south.
Well, that's true. That is true.
Here
we go.
We got some ballers.
We're gonna see about that.
I have a nephew right there. I have a nephew right here that's in the 10th grade, starting varsity. He was starting varsity as a freshman, football and basketball. And I had a coach from here in Cocoa, varsity basketball coach, tell me, "Hey, man, this guy give me nightmares. I got to stay up and study on him."
I hear
a 15-year-old freshman at that. So shout out to my nephew Elijah Harvey, aka Tank from Florida. Okay,
okay, out there.
So y'all look out for him. He's coming.
All right. Hey, so we're gonna change the order a little bit. Yes, we thank you guys again. This is our first annual Straight Up on Game sports show with your boy D Wright and your co-host,
yes,
D Harv, and he's out there all the way in Florida. We're about to transition into our guest, and before we transition into our first guest, man, I'm telling you right now, when you watch his highlights, we got a little highlight reel we're gonna watch, and then after that, we're gonna go to a very short commercial break, and we're gonna bring them on because when you hear the story of these two, it's a father and son duo. All right. Okay. I'm going to let them tell the story a little bit, but, you know, I'm a Fresno State guy, and where he went to college is one of our rivals. But since he is a part of the Heritage Bowl and he's an OC and he's a guru and he does what he do, I'll give him a pass for today, man. You know,
okay.
So we're gonna pop this on, and then we're going to introduce our guests right after that, man. But I'm telling y'all, man, this kid is blessed. And then we're going to get to our JUCO feature, all right, with another guest, and it's just going to be great moving forward here, man. You know, and here we go.
Let's go.
Hi, my name is Cooper Woodhull, senior at Hoover High School down in San Diego. I'm excited to play in the 3rd annual Heritage Bowl. going to be neat to play with my dad, who's the offensive coordinator for San Diego and also played for USC. It's going to be even better to play against a really competitive team from Los Angeles County. Thank you, everyone. See you in February.
Yo, I know y'all seen that highlight. We had to show the whole highlight, man, because it was so worth seeing it. But we have a special guest. We have two special guests. We have Mr. Woodhall in the building, and then we have his father, his daddy, his pappy, Blake Woodhall with the LA hats. He's matching. We matching real quick. Yeah. So, hey, fellas, man, I'm so glad that you guys are here on the show. Took time out your day to actually give us a little synopsis of, why do you play the game? Who are you? Why are you putting up all of these stats? We want scouts to just be just so in this show. And believe it or not, there's a couple of them watching. So without any further ado, we'll start off with you, Cooper, man. Tell us about yourself, man.
Right now I'm down at Hoover. A little bit of a change from my old school, but I'm loving it so far. It's different atmosphere, but hey, man, different doesn't mean bad. But I'm really loving the team right now. I'm just loving the competition we're playing right now, and it's I believe myself. It was a great change.
That's awesome, man, and we know it was a great change because I remember hearing a lot about you when I think you were like a freshman. When this was like 3.5, 4 years ago, and your dad always talked highly of you. And I was like, I gotta see this kid. I have to see this kid. And believe it or not, I've seen you grow. I've seen you when you're a certain height. I've seen you growth spur, and you just right on the spot, just burst out of nowhere. So I know your dad is sitting there, man. Like, I don't know, Deep Harv. I mean, is he how big of an inspiration is your dad to like your game right now?
I would say he really is my entire inspiration. Even when he's coaching or even when he tells me stories, he walked on at USC. My dad has a great passion for football, and it's definitely mirrored onto me. And through him, I've really gained a lot more passion for the game, because in certain points of my life, I'll find myself questioning, why am I playing this? But in reality, for me, because I enjoy the game and because he enjoys the game. And when we both enjoy the game at the same time, it almost multiplies it. And I really find a lot of enjoyment out of football, and I want to play at the next level. And a lot of that is because of him.
Wow. I love that. It's always good to have somebody in your life, and like just to have your father in your life to kind of be that role model. That's huge, man. And you're a better looking guy than your father. So I'm sure at this point of life, you're an inspiration to him because he wish he looked that good when he was in high school. But D Harv, you got anything for him, man? I mean,
man, from I don't even know you guys, but man, see those highlights like that, and you playing both ways. The only player I see playing both ways in D1 is Travis Hunt, and man, it's just mind-boggling to go from one side to the other and see you getting yardage like that. And that 99-yard interception, pick six, man, you almost outran the camera. Where did that speed come from?
Man, I mean, ever since I was little, my dad told me I could run, and sometimes I just really kick it into gear. But yeah, I just didn't want to get caught on camera, so I was trying to get out.
Hey, you play for Hoover High School now. You must have heard them pit bulls in the outside of the gate chasing you, but you was, I'm a Lincoln Hornet, so we seem to run from a lot of dogs growing up. It makes us better at football. But no, on a serious note, so we didn't talk about your stats yet, but it kind of flashed on the screen real fast. But can you talk a little bit of stats before we start to talk to your dad a little bit? Give us a little bit of your stats, man. Like where are you? Let us know.
This is kind of funny. I don't even keep track. I just kind of play. But last time I checked, I was at around 82 tackles, I think. And then somewhere around 400 receiving yards right now, season. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. But definitely more defensive oriented right now, making sure to getting those tackles in each game, keeping that stat up. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I don't got the specifics. I bet he does, but I don't really keep track of that. Go up and play.
Well, let me tell you this. From being a player, and D. Harv can contest with it, your dad being a player, and just being realistic, there's not many high school players that can put up those type of numbers and go both ways at all. And a recruiter and stuff of that nature, you want players that can be universal. You want players that can play on both sides of the ball. You want players that are smart, and I think you have all the tools to do it. I mean, there's viewers on here. I can't wait till they start, in the chat. I've been looking at the chat. Oh, okay, we got some people. But I just think, man, it's a blessing to have your dad, man. We want to hear from your dad a little bit. This is Blake Woodhall, and Blake is the dad of this awesome young man, that Cooper, that has transitioned into a great football player. But Dad, like, when did you start to see his talent?
Yeah. So first of all, thanks guys for having us on. We really appreciate it. The exposure is really neat, and this is a lot of fun. And Dwayne, a guy I coach with, told me to give you a shout out. I call him Dwight. He's our JV coach. He said, "Hey, make sure you tell." Sorry, he said, "Make sure you tell Dwight I said hi."
Okay. All right. Daniel White.
Hoover, Dwayne Wright. He's our JV coach. He says he knows. Let me tell you hi. So,
tell him what's up, man.
Yeah. So when it comes to Cooper, ever since he was little, he's just been able to run and just had natural strength, just kind of those natural movements that you like to see in a football player. But the thing that I think separates Cooper from a lot of players is his motor. You mentioned that, he goes both ways, and it's because he never wants to come off the field. He's got a motor that doesn't stop. And at the end of the day, I mean, I'm clearly his biggest fan, and I do know his stats, but beyond the stats, he's a good young man. He's a high GPA kid, 3.6 GPA. He checks off all the boxes that coaches, say they want in a player at the next level. 6'2", almost 6'3", 190 pounds. He's a 4'6", 4'7", 40 guy, squats 380. I mean, we could go on and on about it, but at the end of the day, he's also just a really good young man. He's a good teammate, and he's the kind of player that a coach would love to have from a standpoint of coachable, lives in the weight room. And, the best part about him is he did come from Torrey Pines. And if people are listening who are San Diego people, they can appreciate and understand the difference between a Torrey Pines high school and a Hoover high school from a resources standpoint, from a facility standpoint. And all he said, he's like, "Dad, I don't care what the weight room looks like. I just want a key to it so I can go in and want." Right. So I did kind of recognize that at a very young age. I have two other children. My daughter played college softball, so we've got some athletes in the family. My oldest son is my artist. He's a professional drummer and musician. So, I got a lot of boxes checked off.
You got some good genes. Hey, you got some good genes, brother.
Yeah. So anyway, and I played a little bit of football, and I've been coaching football for a while, and I just kind of saw it in him, at a very early age. Not just the physical stuff, but that mental drive and motor on him.
Man, I mean, everything you just said is like what a father will want in a son, and like, we're not just blowing smoke. But to coach a guy that you can see develop all the way through and you coach him, man, you have to feel like just on cloud nine right now, Blake.
Yeah. I mean, there really is no better feeling, because Coop and I actually get along. Sometimes you hear about, daddy ball, and the dad's coaching and he's hard on his kid, and the kid ends up getting burned out and that kind of thing. We're not in that situation. I mean, we really get along. And the fact that he actually chose to come to Hoover for his senior year where I coach, that was just, I mean, that was extremely meaningful. And it was funny because I joked with him. I said, well, if you come to Hoover, I'll see you more then than I would if you stayed at Torrey, from a standpoint of actually being around. And, Cooper's gone through a lot of challenges. Nobody gets out of this life, I always say, without some trauma and some crisis. And Cooper's, we're not immune to that. and he's had some difficulties in his life as well as my other kids, and yet he's persevered through those things and just has really turned into a very decent, good human being, which for me is the most important thing. And so, yeah, I'm as proud of him as I've been of anybody. So it's really neat, and I look forward to seeing him play at the next level, because I know he's got everything. He's got the goods for that, for sure.
Man, that's awesome, Blake. Thank you for that. Now, Cooper, before we go to the commercial and bring on Amarion Gaines, and then we're going to have a fun segment where it's going to be tag teaming, and you guys can't get out of it because we're going to ask you questions that you don't probably want to answer. But how can any university, any scout get a hold to you? Do you have, handles, Twitter, any of that, or your dad? Can they get a hold to your dad, or because there's a couple coaches I believe that's watching right now, and I told them to get on this piece because when you see your highlights, I'm telling you, man, you wouldn't even think that you exist. There's a lot of diamonds in the rough. So I feel that you're a diamond in the rough, and I feel that there are plenty of opportunities for you, and I'm pretty sure people who are watching, just from the level of where your dad speak from, man, that's huge. So we'll make sure that we'll put out your information. But then we're going to go into this commercial. And when we come back, we're going to bring on Amarion Gaines out of Fresno City College. And then we're all going to talk some football and have some fun when we come back. D. Harv, you ready?
Yes, sir.
It's a commercial. We'll see y'all in a minute. What's going on? We back, DR. We back, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I was laughing, man, looking at your hood fit, man, and your Florida style, man. People need to know that you the man out there, man, putting in that work.
You better know it. 24/7. I wear my brand every day. Man, I sleep in my brand.
That's funny because you also, and we're just getting to know each other, right, as far as a group in this show. But did you know D. Harv is also a referee? People don't know that, but he also spent a lot of his time reffing games in between time, especially for the youth. So we thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
That right now. But we have a young man that I know so dearly, just like Mr. Blake Woodhall. I trained this gentleman when he was in high school, and also I've seen him grow as well from youth all the way through high school, all the way to where he is now. I've seen him fight adversity. I've seen people against him, and he ended up beating down the bricks and being successful. And that's what this show is about. Right. That's what this show is about. I ain't looking for the 5, 10 star, whatever you are. Like, it don't even matter. We're trying to help you make it. Whoever you are, we're trying to help you make it. And if you are a guest and you want to be on this show, it's simple as just sending us a text message or an email, and we'll make sure we're on this show. But Amarion Gaines Smith from Fresno, California. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, Coach? I'm doing great.
That's good. I love to hear Coach. I haven't heard that in a very long time. Yes, sir. So you are tell the crowd, man, tell our viewers, because right now I'm looking at 3 different outages, man. Like I see like 5. Whoa, we're up to 690. So you have about 690 people watching you right now, and they already heard Cooper give his spiel. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. You are our JUCO Spotlight Athlete of the night. So tell us about yourself.
All right. I'm from Central High School out of Fresno. I went there, 0-star recruit, so didn't get any looks. And then I came here to Fresno City And my first year, I did all right. I was the second string back. I got like 500 yards that my first year, and then my second year, I got hurt the first game. I had a devastating back injury. I fractured my lower back, and without my parents and without my family and friends, I wouldn't be able to get back on my feet and play again, for sure. But they all motivated me and to get into rehab and get back on my feet, and now I'm back for my third year, and I'm in the best shape I've ever been. I'm ready to get out and get a scholarship.
Man, look, this guy is like a beast. You ever seen how can I say this? You ever seen like nature? Everybody remember Natron means? Everybody remember Natron? Remember Natron means? But he's Natron means with a little bit of Emmitt Smith and a little bit of Saquon Barkley with a little bit of, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen this gentleman play in high school, and he played both ways in high school. Like, he played literally both ways, and he was just like you, Cooper. Like, he was dogging out defenders, and it just seemed like the recruitment wasn't as strong because of the portal. And, you know, once that time came, and his uncle, man, I give praise to his uncle for just always promoting him and doing what he needs to do. But once he got to Fresno City, the trains was just moving. And I've seen you just literally like you said, you wasn't even a starting running back. You had to work your way up. And tell us about that journey, man. Like, how did you feel mentally when you had other players in front of you? Like, did you want to quit, or like, what was your mindset? Like, we want to know that. Like, how did you feel?
Nah, I never want to quit. I was raised, my dad, he taught me never quit. And, when I see people in front of me, it just makes me want to get better even more. Staying after practice, staying before practice, getting working, getting better, asking coach what he needs out of me, and working on that behind the scenes.
Well, look, I didn't want to show you clips yet because you will be back in 2 more weeks because we were going to have a JUCO special. So that's why we didn't show your clips tonight. But we wanted to have you on because, like, you are so hot right now within, like, your league. What league are you in right
now? I'm not even sure what it's called, to be honest.
So you're a true baller. Coach Woodhall will tell you, like, I don't even know who we be playing at. So right now, what are your yards? Tell us your stats, man. Like, I know you're a running back. You should know your stats. I know your stats better than you do, but how many touchdowns you got so far, man?
I have so far, out of the 7 games we played, I have 4 touchdowns. I have about 300 yards rushing. I have like 50 yards receiving. And I did miss one game for my shoulder injury. I sprained my AC joint.
But you know what, man? Look, you a tough son of a gun, man. So it's kudos to you. And the thing is, man, you had a spot to where it's well known. Growing up, we know about Fresno City. I've coached at Fresno City for 4.5 years under Coach C over there. So I mean, love to Coach C and Coach Brown. Yeah. So there's connections all over the place for all of us. But you too, man. I feel like there's a D1 opportunity for you. But just continue to stay up and be uplifted, man, because you are a JUCO spotlight of the day. And I can't wait till we have our JUCO show, man, because it's going to get crazy. I want y'all to tell the truth about JUCO. Like, literally, I want you to be a pinnacle, man. Like, tell folks, like, there's no food plan. There's no, like, you have to actually, what's your meal plan like, man? Like, tell us, like, what's your meal plan like?
Whatever my mom cooks at home.
Right.
That's better than college food any day, I'm sure.
I'm telling you. Hey, tell me about it. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to go into a little segment, man. D. Harv is going to take over this next segment, and you're going to play a little music for about a minute and a half, and you're going to get your mind right. And then we're going to talk about NILs. and you are players. So we would love to hear what you think of NILs and what us as coaches think of NILs. I think it would be kind of cool because, again, it's an open book right now, and I have my own perceptions. So I got some wild perceptions. I'm telling you, D-Harv, it's crazy. But go ahead, man, and let's jam out for about a minute and a half, man. And I'm gonna try to see who's sending us. I have some comments in right All right.
Yeah. So this NIL topic, what y'all think about this NIL taking over sports, college, high school?
I mean, I like it. It's kind of like the players are taken care of, and there's good and bads to it, but for the most part, the players are taken care of, and it just adds a little spice to the transfer portal and everything. That's it, really.
Okay. So either one of you, I'd be glad to have you over here in Florida at the University of Florida in these colors. I mean, from what I'm hearing, but you missed the game, and what I've seen, and you, Mr. Cooper, man, y'all future bright. Your future bright. So y'all just stay humble, stay hungry, and believe in faith.
Hey, I like all of that, but I want to hear about this NIL talk.
Okay.
Hey, look. Look, I know your players. I want to hear from Cooper too. Let Cooper go ahead before us grown men start talking about this NIL, because I know y'all kind of younger than us and y'all got your own perspective. Y'all want to be rich right now, so that's the whole thing. Go ahead, Coop. Let me hear a little bit about what you think.
My perspective of NIL, I think, me as a player, I don't really care about it. I value the education I'm getting from college more than anything, or money that could be offered to me. I'm just looking for a scholarship. But I guess in some sense, it's cool that players can get compensated and their names can get referenced and sponsorships and all that type of stuff. But I feel like it removes a core part of the game, because I feel like now players are just doing it kind of for money. It almost feels like a contract at sometimes. Like, I don't know. I just think it takes away from a certain aspect of especially college football, and it kind of transitions it to more of an NFL feel, which if it's going to end up being like that, then why not just watch the NFL? But yeah, I'm not a big into it. I'm not a fanatic of NIL deals, or I'm not really looking for that at all right now. I'm just looking to play. So.
Oh, that's good. Good. Both of y'all got some good answers. All right. I like that. I want to hear from Mr. Woodhall, Blake Woodhall. What do you think?
I could probably spend the whole show talking about NIL. So I think there's a little bit of a balanced approach to it. I think the intention behind it at the beginning was good from a standpoint of trying to balance out the revenue that colleges were getting and the players weren't getting, quote unquote, anything. But I'm also certainly on the old school side. I mean, I went to USC. I got in with my grades. I walked on. So I did not have that scholarship feel. I didn't get training table. Wasn't a media guide. I wasn't treated like a scholarship player, and which was okay with me because it was important for me to get an education. And I feel the same way in certain respects. From a scholarship, I think it's it's been devalued in terms of what that means to get a degree. I mean, I'm an attorney now, so I went to law school after I went to USC. I became a lawyer, and even if I was a scholarship player and got paid $100,000 or whatever, to play in college, the value of those 2 degrees, my undergraduate degree at USC and my law degree at Southwestern University School of Law, is still worth more than any temporary benefit or compensation I would have received in college. So I think that, these players, they probably could deserve something, but at the same time, we're making it out like this education isn't worth anything. And as you get older, if you don't have an education, I think that becomes more apparent to you how important that is. And so I think there needs to be some kind of balance to it where it's not just a pay for play situation. And there's an imbalance. I guess you could argue there's an imbalance even in the talent level, but some will argue that there's more of a balance now because schools are putting resources in and can get some players that otherwise would have gone to bigger schools. So I do think there probably needs to be some form of regulation. I'm not a huge regulation guy, but I think there needs to be some sort of regulation to curb it from a standpoint of whoever has the most money now is getting the better players. And I think the players actually, frankly, the argument was, well, they're getting used by these colleges. The colleges are making money and they're not getting any compensation for the money that they're bringing in because of their participation in that particular sport. Well, they're getting used again because now it's like, hey, you go to LSU, I'm going to pay you $150,000 to come here, or I'll pay you this amount to come here. They're just being used again as property at the end of the day, because now they're just seen as a monetary value as opposed to their human value. So again, I could go forever on this.
And I like how thank you for sharing, because I look at it twofold, right? So you look at it, maybe for instance, you look at a guy that may be, lower income, right? And they really don't have the grades, but they have the grades just to get into a university, and that can really help their family. It can help them to get through school, so I can see it helping in that sense. Or, like, again, if it's a NIL deal to where, hey, represent these jackets, you're in a cold state like Oregon or, Wyoming. Hey, if you do this commercial, we'll give you winter clothes for 4 years, like things of that nature. But if it's something like, we're going to give you $500,000 and the coach gets fired, and now where's the rest of the where's the rest of the $450,000 that you guaranteed me? Now it creates a whole big issue, right? So there's a whole lot of different situations that can happen.
Yeah. Well, and now you're seeing these players, they don't like their playing time, so
right.
They go, I'm going to redshirt. I'm quitting the team essentially, and I'm going to redshirt, and then they're going to leave at the end of that semester or whatever.
Right.
And they talk about, well, it's a business, so I want to treat it like a business. Well, you need to be careful what you ask for, because these colleges are going to start kicking you out.
Oh yeah,
kicking you out, going, okay, fine. There's no benefit of the bargain. In other words, I paid you for a certain service. You're not giving me that service, so now you're gone. And it's going to be a situation that's similar to the portal. The portal, you have at least 1,500 kids at the end of the portal series where they're not in school anymore and they didn't get picked up.
And
a lot of them are being
yes.
lied to. A lot of them are being lied to.
Yes.
They're told they've got a spot. There is no spot. Once they jump in the portal, now they're not getting education, because even if you're a third stringer, you're still getting education.
You're still getting education. Hey, look, even if you're a gray shirt or red shirt, you are still getting an education.
Still going to school.
Right.
But then they think the grass is greener on the other side, and they have people telling them that. And these are still young men. Amarian's a young man, and we were young men. And if you would flash us a bunch of flashy stuff when we were their age, we would have taken it too. But that doesn't.
I would have probably got me a Caprice Classic on some 24s and
a
whole bunch of gold chains.
But that doesn't mean that's in their best interest.
Right.
That's why I say there needs to be some sort of balance and some sort of that, we're not just turning this into a business or professional, like Cooper says. Because if it's because we don't want it to be a professional sport. Professional
it takes away
dog eat dog. You know that, Coach, right?
Yeah. It takes away, right? It takes away. I don't know, D. Harv, this is your segment, but we don't want to take it over. But it takes away, right? It takes away from the value of college,
Yep.
high school, right? High school, you work hard, you work your butt off to earn a scholarship to go to college, to get an education, to get a degree, maybe make it to the NFL. You get an NIL deal, you're like, you know what? I'll take this high school diploma and maybe I'll make it. I don't necessarily have to go to NFL now, but that little $500,000 is nothing. $1 million nowadays, the value of $1 million is literally like $100,000. So
Right.
a lot, like you're saying, a lot of the youth, younger generations just need to have more of the knowledge of people that's in their corner, that's going to help them, right? So yeah, D Harv.
For real. Yeah. I mean, we just got it here in high school this past summer.
Wow.
So I hope those kids doing their homework and really learning this thing, because it can be a blessing and it can be a curse at the same time. So yeah.
And I understand. I mean, I coach at Hoover. That's
Right.
a inner city school with, primarily low income families, and oftentimes, some instability at home. I understand that. I get that, and I understand that. But money isn't the end all be all solution to everything. And that's the presentation that's being made, though. Is, hey man,
Exactly.
Right. Money and your life's going to be great, and that's not really the way it works. And so there needs, I mean, again, we could go on and on about this, but there needs to continue to be an education on even how to use that money and how to invest that money and how to take care of that money.
Right.
Jamar Taylor down here in San Diego, he played at Helix, and he does the First Chance U DB camp.
Mm-hmm.
And Cooper's participated in that 2 years in a row, and he played for the Browns, and he's come back now into the community, and he does a full service type camp where he teaches them about financial integrity and all that. And so I think we need more of that. And as coaches, I believe we have a responsibility to provide that to these young men, because they'll be lost without it.
Yeah, we just need Nike right now to tune in so we can at least get an NIL deal for these two for working.
There you go.
We need to give them some unlimited cliques right now. I used to have that Nike deal too when I was in the league, man, but we need to bring it back. We need to bring it back, get these two, because they are humble young men. Literally, they work hard. Again, man, we thank you both for being on air with us. We appreciate it. We have one more little question, a couple questions we want to ask y'all, like, what about the girls, man? And I know you got the pops here. You got a girlfriend. You look at Mario, he moving around, moving the camera around, all nervous. Hey, it happens. Y'all ballers, man. Like what's up? What's up with your love life, man? Like, what do y'all do? Do you go to the movies? Do you play Madden? Like, what are the things that y'all do, like, on your off time?
Right now it's football season. I'm focused on football. It's school.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
You guys like robots. You got an NFL guy talking to y'all. Y'all acting like robots. What do you do when you leave practice, man? Hey, when you leave practice, do you actually just focus on, like I did? I watched film. I made sure everything was fine. I did my work. But come on, it got to be something else that y'all got to do, man. I know y'all got a girl, or y'all got a video game, a pocket little Game Boy back in the day, like Blake used to have. Back in the day, plays Game Boy, and D Harv.
They don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about them pocket football games and all that. Yeah.
All right, so we heard from Amarion, which that dude do be serious about his ball, and I know you do too, Cooper. So what do you do on your off time, man?
Anything from playing games, just getting in the car, taking a nice drive. I'm right near the beach, so sometimes I do that. Head down to 15th Street and just chill. But yeah, it's not usually I live far away from campus, so I'm usually driving back home, and I'm getting home around 7:30, so I'm already toast. Sometimes I just fall asleep, get my homework done, or try to, and then just hit the hay, and that's pretty much it.
Man, that sounds good. Huh?
I got to interject something real quick though with Coop.
Go ahead.
So he's always like, Dad, girls are a distraction. They're tough to,
They are.
I'm not going to get to where I want to go. Right. Well, I got tickets to Game 2 of the World Series on Saturday, and he tells me, Dad, I can't go. I've got a date.
No, is that right? Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, Marion, okay.
And the date is a cheerleader from Coronado who we played last week.
Oh my God! So you ain't scoring touchdowns, and while you running, scoring touchdowns, you waving and saying, "Give me a number."
Yeah, she contacted him. So,
What?
he definitely like sits up in his room and chills and he games. He's got his computer up there and stuff. But he every once in a while he'll go out and go on a nice date. She's a nice young Christian girl, so he's gonna go out and go to dinner, maybe a pumpkin patch or something. It'll be good. So, but anyway, yeah. So now my brother's gonna go to the game with me. So it'll.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. See, I was gonna say, man, you and your brother go ahead and get it in, man, and watch the Dodgers lose. I mean, that's just what it's gonna be. Nah, I'm just playing, man. We gotta go.
And also, I'll take 10 seconds. You keep talking about Fresno, man. I was born in Fresno. You know that.
You was born in Fresno. That's right.
I was born in the hospital downtown. It's still there.
And that's right in the smack of the middle of the hood in Fresno.
Oh, I know it is.
Marion know that. He know exactly what community hospital. That's exactly where
I was born, Marion. So I'm a Fresno.
Oh my. Yeah, he's a Fresninian. He's a Fresninian there. All right, but yeah, on a serious note, we got a couple more minutes before we end the show. We had some guests just saying Fresno in the house, enjoying this. What a blessing. Grease lightning from Coach Ford. Coach Ford got on there and left a message and it said Grease lightning. That's probably a joke from Coach Ford. But Amarion, they got love for y'all, man. People got love for y'all. We are up to 827 viewers on all of our platforms. So that is awesome. I cannot wait to see you guys in the future. You're definitely invited back. Again, Cooper, I want to see how you are at the end of the season. I can't wait to see you in the Heritage Bowl. Hopefully you can ball out to win that MVP and with a scholarship to go with it, And Amarion, man, I cannot wait to watch you play on Saturdays. I'm going to be going to my son's game and watching you on TV, and then hopefully y'all playing against each other on Saturdays. And then, D. Harv, man, we're going to end this thing on a positive note. We're going to tell everybody where to reach us at. You can reach us next Thursday on the same place, the same time, 8:30 Pacific time, 11:30 Eastern time. And we will see y'all later. Peace.
Thanks a lot, you guys.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
Sir.
Oh, hey, Dwight, you said you wanted to get a contact info out there?
Yes. Contact info. Do y'all have any before we leave there? Do y'all have any contact info where if there's any scouts or people with connections can follow y'all on y'all IGs or whatever it is now?
Yeah.
If y'all can share that
on Instagram just at Cooper Woodhall. My numbers in my bio. I got everything in my bio. That's where you can reach me there. My huddle link. I have all my highlights set up. I have everything set up. So yeah, at Cooper Woodhall.
Cooper Woodhall.
My Twitter is Amarion Gaines 1, AHMARION GAINES 1, and yeah, everything's on there. My highlights, my huddle, contact information, everything.
Yes, sir.
Start watching you too, Amarion. Good luck the rest of the season, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Keep up the good work, brother. Keep up the good work. And we out.